Great. Okay, Prabhat, let me introduce yourself to what we are doing here. So we are having this Technox event, and here in this, we are hosting the largest engineering event. We have got
Okay.
over 50,000 plus registrations and hosting a lot of challenges, a lot of competitions, and having a lot of workshops also. That
All right.
caters to each and every segment of the engineering students.
All right.
So a lot of engineering students basically have that passion for product designing from their second year onwards. Whenever they get into the core branch, they
Mm-hmm.
have this passion of getting into like designing the particular parts, materials, and everything. They are getting into the scope of that. So
Okay.
that is their first passion. Some of the segment of the users from mechanical engineering, aerospace, civil, maybe electrical electronics also, in some PCB designing and all, they try
Right.
this softwares of Autodesk and CATIA and all particular things.
Hmm.
So we are going to discuss like what kind of profession can they build. Like many people leave this particular thing because they don't exactly know what is the future scope of this. Okay,
Okay.
they have
Okay.
very limited information about this thing. So we will discuss about what are the scopes and what what basically they need. What are the fundamentals of the design that they need to know and get carried forward. So
Right.
can you introduce this, like what you do exactly and how's your things going on?
Fine. So let me just introduce you to what I exactly do and how I reached. Right. So I am basically an industrial designer and also a design educator. Right.
Mhm.
So I hope I'm very clearly audible.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah. You're pretty
Okay.
audible.
So I studied engineering, like normal engineering graduates do. Studied mechanical and specialized in automobile, right? And the thing is, I have been always interested into creating new things, right? But what happens is like when you're like less aware, okay, so you tend to go for the certain courses which everyone is doing.
Hmm.
Okay. So the same happened with me as well, and I went for engineering. Although it was by choice. It's not like I didn't want to do, but yeah, it was by
Great.
choice because I wanted to study automotive and create new things from there. So unawareness. Okay, that was the main reason. Now after that, after studying engineering, while I was in, I think maybe second year or third year, I got to know about industrial design field and got into this preparation of the entrance exam, especially for design exams. Okay,
Hmm.
so the way you have master of technology, there is master of design. Okay, so I specialized into industrial design. Industrial is basically like we have mechanical for engineering field, like mother of all design field, mother of all engineering. Same way
Yeah.
we have industrial design, that is a mother of all design fields. So
Hmm.
I got into industrial, and where we design both kind of products, tangible and intangible. Okay,
Okay.
so here's the thing. Uh, Products are signified like I classify them into tangible and intangible both. Okay, so I'll come into that thing as well. Now
Okay.
after doing that, I prepared for seed, common entrance exam for design. Okay, so like many people prepare for gate, and so we prepared for seed. Me and my friends, there are few more. So we got into this let's say like preparing for NID or IITs. So we were doing that, and I then got into industrial design program at IIT Guwahati. Okay,
Mhm.
so these are few specific programs, specific departments in particular IITs. Not every IIT has it, right? So few IITs have like support design, and they have been doing this since last 50 years.
Okay.
Okay, so it's not something which is new. Now, there are few misconceptions which I want to remove from people's mind that design is something which is a newly introduced thing. Okay,
Hmm.
it's very old. All right, the history is quite old. It's industrial design came into existence not because of industrial revolution. It was there already. Okay, so we used to produce mass produce products already before. So the field is quite old, and even in India, it's I think 1960s it started only. right? So for masters and bachelors both. Now coming into design field specifically for engineers, right? Again, it's a specialization. Okay, so I think you mentioned this PCB design and all these things, like a few more things, correct?
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
yeah. So again, like you study aerodynamics or you study maybe um, like let's say clay
Engines,
modeling and
propulsions.
all.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of things. There are a lot of things. Then you have this PCB. May you study that thing, no? MATLAB and all these things.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
You go for robotics, and so there are so many things which require proper design. Okay, so
Hmm.
a thorough design is required. So that is actual requirement, and you will be amazed to hear that companies like ISRO, okay, they provide
Hmm. Prabhat, is your internet lagging something?
again, and they require design a lot. Okay, so it's well technical field. All right,
Mhm.
it's not about fashion. Okay, it's not about drawing. Okay, drawing it's free hand drawing. Okay, so that's an advantage. We can draw. All right. So, and being an engineer, like being an engineer, I think you can relate it to drawing as like one of the main things when we started, right? And I think in very first year we start as a maybe engineering drawing and courses like machine drawing, all these things. Those who are into mechanical, those who are into other fields, they study. All of them study drawing, like engineering drawing and all, right?
Mhm.
So it is there.
Okay.
Then there comes the
Uh,
freehand. Yeah,
Great. One thing I
right.
want to ask you directly, Prabhat, like, suppose I am taking you into your a little bit into the history, like when you were
Mm,
doing in your second year engineering or maybe third year engineering. Let's
mm,
consider that a day by day thing. So,
mm.
at what particular point you thought, okay, I will not go into the engineering exams like ESC or SSC JEE, or maybe go for higher studies into MTech or like PhD from GATE. Why you at a sudden decided for seed, or like at what was the pivot point for
For
you to decide
design.
for, okay, I will go to seed? Yeah.
Yeah. So the pivot point was exactly like I was working with in my second year, after my second year with Jai Bharat Maruti. Right.
Mhm.
So I used to do an internship over there. So it was into production engineering. I used to see how things were made, especially for the underbody parts of Maruti vehicles. Now, while studying there, obviously we saw a lot of design people. I was assigned into body in white. Okay,
Mhm.
so I studied how the manufacturing happens, all these things. But somehow I was like again quite interested into creating things.
Mhm.
Okay, not in the manufacturing process. I was more interested into how these parts are basically built.
Yeah.
Okay, how they are like who thought of like two underbody parts will come and then an outer body part will come and join. Okay, so that the kind of the space frame which was being created, so that was very interesting. And I was more interested into not the production line but the thought of it. Okay,
Mhm.
how it will happen. So that basically triggered that I think I should move into design field. Now when we let's say when we are engineering, we have a lot of national level competitions, right?
Yeah.
So where you build vehicles and
Mhm.
like you have Baha, you have SAE Baha and
Exactly.
Formula Bharat, Formula SAE, all these. So I basically got into the team over there, right? So no, as you mentioned, like 3D modeling and like
Mhm.
you do know a lot of softwares like CATIA, SolidWorks, Fusion, and so we were taught basically we all are taught over there. So being good into 3D and all, basically it's when you are interested into design, you are quite good at visualization. Okay,
Okay. So
so
here one more
that
thing is
that
there,
is
like
that. Hmm.
okay, one more thing, like the fundamentals, like in the topic of the design fundamentals when we talk about,
Hmm.
when you say like your experience with Jay Bharuti, like in the Maruti Suzuki and all, and you were seeing the production lines. So
Hmm.
if your curiosity about why this particular thing is in this shape only, like why a particular bolt is in like hexagonal, or a particular wrench is in that particular shape, like what's
Hmm.
the process behind it, है ना? So
Hmm.
other than the kinematics that we study, okay, like the links are there, or like, है ना, everything, other
Hmm.
than that, why that particular thing is designed in that particular way? Do you think that the main focus of any person's getting into the design field is just out of curiosity first?
Well, that's correct. It's because of curiosity only. All right.
So curiosity
So,
is the main feature basically, because like motivation, I'm saying, because many
hmm.
people are motivated to get a job. More and more people are motivated to get something, get into the abroad studies and everything. Huh?
Yeah.
And
So
most of them are for the jobs and abroad studies. But one more
I agree.
motivation of like getting to know this thing, है ना? Getting more and more deep depth into this thing. And so how do you think like they are a little bit more segmentative, है ना? Like 1 out of 10, or maybe very less percentages are there who are very much curious about how things
I'll share
actually.
I'll share my experience about that also.
Yeah.
Also. Okay. So basically, we were in our engineering college. We were taught computer aided design specifically
Hmm.
after the college hours. Okay.
Okay.
So our faculties arranged specifically a separate company to come and teach us. Okay.
Hmm.
3D modeling. So earlier, what used to happen, we as an engineers, no, we used to think like as an engineer again, not as a designer. As
Uh-huh.
an engineer, we used to think that we were those who know 3D modeling, they are designers. Okay,
Hmm.
even that, like those in our faculties and all, they used to say these guys are designers because they can do 3D modeling, and these guys are engineers because they can do all the prototyping work. You know, right?
Yeah.
So what used to happen over there? I was good at drawing. Okay,
Hmm.
so something I already had since childhood, but again. We kind of leave it because of studies. Let's say you
Hmm.
have 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, then you have engineering first year, second year.
Yeah.
Kind of leave your freehand drawing and the art in you. Okay, so I'm not blaming education system, but yeah, we tend to leave. Okay, because when
Hmm.
your subjects are over, then you leave these things, and obviously there are a lot of pressure of studies and all. So my freehand drawing I started again after my second year when I was into the Baha team and the
Uh,
Formula SA team, right? So this basically the difference between 3D modeling versus 3D drawing and all. Okay, that was again a help for me. My teachers, basically my few faculties, identified that thing. Okay, so one thing is very important over here to understand.
hmm.
You need good mentors. Okay,
Okay.
doesn't matter whether you are in engineering college or design college or you are in architecture college, wherever you are, you need good mentors. Okay,
Hmm.
so people who are little bit aware about things. Okay, so
Hmm.
our faculty was quite aware. Now he told us, like he told me specifically, that you go and study, not study, just you go and do another internship at in a design company instead. Okay,
Hmm.
so I went on after third year to do internship into a design firm. Okay, so there it was much more helpful. All right. So I
Hmm.
got to know there are architects, there are engineers, there are industrial designers. They club together and simultaneously create the products. Okay. So
Hmm.
all the products which you use, okay, from your interior to your furniture to your vehicles and everything. So everything is basically club. People work together in a team. Okay. So it's not like an engineering final year project that you have to build alone and all. Okay, so mentorship, as I say, that is one very important thing. Okay, now 3D modeling is just a tool. When I was
Okay.
you asked me about fundamentals, what are the fundamentals, right? So I'm noting down your points, what exactly if you can visualize well due to that. Am I audible, right? I think I am, yeah. So there is some network disturbances. Okay. Sandeep, am I audible clearly? Hello? Hello, Sandeep.
Yes,
Am I?
you're audible.
Yeah,
All right, all
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
when I was saying that fundamentals, right? Now,
Mm-hmm.
here comes the difference. If you're literally looking for design or industrial design as a, um, like what do you say, field or a specialization, you need to have good mentors in the sense the actual design faculties, those who can
Okay.
actually teach you design, right? So
Mm-hmm.
there you need to go and study design specifically in a design school. Okay.
Okay.
Now there is a trend going on that people think that the moment they know some 3D modeling software or they know some interaction design software or whatever, like they can develop a website and they are designers. See,
Mm.
you can call yourself as a designer. That's a really good thing. But again, you are missing out on the points of fundamentals. Okay,
Mm.
basic principles and the minimum things we require to like understand design. Basically, the another most important thing, design thinking. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Design
we
thinking.
lack
Exactly.
design thinking. Now, design thinking is not very important thing. Now, it's not
Mm.
taught in engineering, and it won't be. Okay, it
Okay.
there is a separate course for it, so you have to go and
Mm.
study that. Right.
Mm.
That was the need for me to go into separate design field, especially masters. I can't go into another bachelor's, right? So you have to go for a masters
Right.
of design. Now, here
Right.
is the thing. In MDish, you get to have all the different kind of people. Let's say you are a engineer, you are a BE, Bachelor of Engineering or Bachelor of Technology, or you are a Bachelor of Architecture. We have Bachelor of Fine Arts as well in that. All right. So certain IITs used to take BFA as well. Certain IITs are very specific. Like IIC Bangalore is very specific. They don't want to have like
Okay.
fine artists. Okay, they
Mm-hmm.
are totally into product design and manufacturing. Okay, so some have a like you can say study communication design. You have to study interaction. There are multiple things. You have to study furniture as well. You have to study lighting also. Okay, so in and all, you have to study everything. Okay,
Okay.
now practice is also very important. Okay, practice in the sense what here I mean, there are certain things which you have to practice. Let's say
Okay.
architecture. Let's say
Mm.
medicine. Okay, medicine is basically practice, no? You say
Yeah.
I'm a practicing doctor. Okay,
Mm.
you say I'm a practicing. You never hear practicing engineer. You'll always hear I'm a
Exactly.
practicing architect or a practicing designer, right?
Mm.
Because every time we study that, we keep on improving and we are practicing it. All right, so that makes a difference, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there I felt that there is a gap which I need to fill again. That is called the education part. Okay,
Okay.
awareness, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is why I turned into educator as well. I have been teaching with NID and other design colleges. Okay, so I taught as a full-time faculty too, right? But again, you miss out on the industry part if you're
Mm.
completely into academics. So you have to stay on both the sides. All right.
Okay.
So that's the thing. Now, scope, you were asking, let's what is the scope after fundamentals, right?
Ha.
So
Scope. What is the scope? Basically, scope in
mm,
sense like you see, many people right now due to this a lot of thing after COVID, many people are going into this freelancing thing. Like freelancing was a very bit odd thing in the previous times, but
mm,
right now due to a lot of scope of internet, lot of like everyone has an access of good internet, so
mm,
they are trying to get an opportunity. Everyone is like trying to get shortcuts also. Okay, like I will do this particular small course and I will get a something freelance designer or something like that. Many
mm,
people are doing the shortcuts and everything. So
right.
other than that, if you see the scope in a wide spectrum and from the future prediction also, like you see like maybe 5 years later, like you can't sustain in the market if you can't get it keep improving. Okay, so
Mm,
other than if you are going to make a shortcut and become a freelance designer, maybe UI UX or maybe anything, any designer and a graphic designer, you won't be
right.
sustaining in the market for long. So in scope, I just wanted to say, based on the design fundamentals, like the how you are clearing your fundamentals, how you are clearing your design thinking at every stage
Mm,
of life, like you see it as you mentioned,
mm,
maybe people are going after 12th, then people are going
right.
after graduation. Okay, so
Mm.
scope at every stage of life, how can we consider that from the design point of view?
Okay. Now, The very first thing I want to clear to all the people again, it's difference between certificate and degree. Okay, certificate versus degree. Like I could have done certificate course from somewhere, right?
Hmm.
And studied, like, let's say I might have done 3 months diploma, certificate diploma, not diploma,
Yeah.
certificate diploma. There's a when we go into academics, there is a difference between diploma and degree, certificate diploma and graduate diploma. All right.
Bilkul,
So
bilkul,
graduate
definitely.
diploma
Yeah.
is yeah, it's equivalent to degree, and
Hmm.
certificate diploma is just a certificate. The
Yeah.
diploma word does not mean anything over there. So if you talk about certificate diploma courses, there are many companies, even IITs, and there are certain universities also give it. Okay, the same IIT may offer you a certificate diploma of 3 months or 6 months, versus same IIT can offer you a full 2 year to 4 year degree.
Hmm.
Okay, now obviously there is a difference between value, right? So
Exactly.
when you're going under like when you're undergoing such a degree program, so it is going to be very rigorous as
Hmm.
compared to a certificate diploma program. So you can't have all the things of 2 year or 4 years in let's say 3 months or 6 months. Correct. So you need to understand the difference. Now there are a lot of things which there are a lot of projects which we undertake while studying design. Okay. There are a lot of subjects which we undergo. Okay. So a lot of interactions. The most important thing is over there is interaction with your faculties. Okay, the kind of
Hmm.
guidance you need. All right. So definitely certificate can boost. Let's say I'm already a designer. Okay,
Okay.
and I am going for undergoing any certificate course. That's just an advantage to my skill set.
Hmm.
Okay. Versus you are an engineer and you are going for just a small certificate course and you're saying that I'll be a designer afterwards. Okay.
Hmm.
See, you may have a certain talent that you can obviously, you may beat someone who has already done degree. I'm not arguing on that thing. Okay.
Mhm.
So there are exceptions. All right. So, but I'm again saying it will be better if people who are interested into design, they should pursue, uh, like they should go undergo a course, thorough study. All right. A rigorous course of, let's say, approximately 2 years. All right. Either NID or either IITs or any other, there are many colleges that in the present time, you have so many colleges, so many good colleges. Okay.
Hmm.
Another thing, I don't like. Already we have a lot of NID, IITs already famous, NIFT and all, but there are so many good private colleges as well. Okay, so they offer really good courses. All right, and leaving this, although this is a different debate, that private versus government, but again,
Okay.
there are really good colleges out there. Okay, so wherever someone wants to do it, uh, get into that and really go for it. Okay, so certificate courses are going to help you for a shorter time, but a full-time degree is going to help you for a complete lifetime.
Okay.
Okay,
Great.
yeah.
So, how about we were talking about this thing into the shortcuts basically, and
Hmm.
how people are getting this diploma and degree versus thing. But
Hmm.
what are the scopes basically? है ना? Scopes from a perspective, like maybe not everyone. First of all, let's talk about the people who are interested exactly into design. Okay,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
what about their scope, and what exactly will they think? Like, suppose someone is interested in design, he
Hmm.
does not have a clear career roadmap ahead of him. Like, what's the five
Hmm.
year plan? Suppose there's a
Hmm.
second year student, mechanical engineering, or third year
Hmm.
student. He started drawing some models and everything, है ना, into this
Hmm.
CATIA, or maybe any particular tool we can take.
Got it.
And so, where will he get the roadmap? Like, okay, what are the companies which I can apply to? Who are
Okay.
the people that will need me? Okay, what particular positions should I be getting filled into? What will be the
Okay.
work that I will be going to do there? Okay, like these are the questions that comes into his mind, but there are no correct answers. There are no correct particular thing, like, okay, what are the exact thing about this thing? So what will be their scope? How can you clear out this particular mess, this particular fuss about?
Fine. So although I can go for two ways of answers. Now, the first way is like I directly tell you that these are these are the steps, these are the things, these are the companies are going to come. Okay.
Mhm.
So what will happen in, if let's say I say, let's say for example, let's say Sandeep, you want to do design, you go for this particular entrance exam, then you study all these subjects. Okay,
Yeah.
they are the faculties, and let's say you'll be calling the companies, and let's say Google, Microsoft, like all big names, and you can call any other company, whoever is there out there in the market. So you call
Mhm.
them, and then you basically get placed, right? That's one roadmap,
Okay.
right? One roadmap is that. Okay, another is you play video games,
Yeah. I play
right?
video games.
Do you know from before what level and what will be the next thing coming up? No, you don't know.
No, that's actually the curiosity, and that's actually the thrill, basically, in the video games.
Correct. So just consider like a lot of things in your life as video game. Okay.
Hmm.
So we don't know what is next going to come. Okay. When you go for design specifically, like I thought I'll be doing only automotive design. Fine.
Hmm.
So I started studying design, automotive, and all that all the time doing. But as I was undergoing a lot of subjects, okay, I started learning more and more things. Okay, out of automobiles, like there is product, there are certain products, there are certain graphics, there are certain let's say uh, furniture is there, certain application is there. Okay, so many problems are out there in market, not just market, like
Hmm.
in your surrounding. Okay, that you have to solve.
Okay.
Okay, so if you are coming to design, just come with a mindset of solving problems.
Hmm.
Okay, so that's the only thing which is important. All right, if leave right now in the mind what your where you'll be placed, I'm definitely sure if you are going to study design, if you are good at it, you are going to get placed. Some company is
Okay.
definitely going to look for you. Okay, and you'll be
Mhm.
definitely paid really high, that is for sure. But because it is such an important field, I'll tell you, scope you are asking, this is such an
Yeah.
important field currently that one good designer can save millions to the company. Okay, so, and that is true, even I have seen, I have experienced that too, being from design field as well. And we still need more people in design. Okay, right. Although there are certain surveys, they say that we need approximately 50,000 designers a year in our industry.
Okay. Uh-huh.
50,000 plus. India is not able to produce more than 5,000 designers, bachelors and masters, government and private including, all of them.
Okay. So that's overall. Basically, we are lacking 90% of it.
Demand and supply gap is there, right? So,
Okay.
but again, the thing is, are we producing industry ready designers? Okay.
Hmm.
So again, when you are studying design, I'll tell you one thing. If somebody is coming to design and thinking that my design is going to be recognized like immediately, no, it won't be. Okay,
Hmm.
if you are really designing something really good, it is going to be invisible.
Okay.
Okay, it's going to be there. People won't notice it.
Hmm.
Okay, that means it was a good design. The moment it is a bad design, people will notice it. They'll start commenting on it.
Okay.
Okay, that's as simple. So just come to explore, learn, and scope is anyways there, whatever field you are choosing, right?
Hmm.
So come with a mindset to explore. Fine.
Okay.
So it's not like mechanical. I'll only do mechanical product, mechanical things.
Hmm.
Let's say I'll go into power plant, or I'll go into automotive sector, or I'll go into manufacturing line, whatever. Okay. So it's not like that. Even
Hmm.
today, I see a lot of engineers going into various fields. They don't limit themselves. I know certain. I have certain friends who are who studied mechanical engineering, and then they have their own startups into electrical side,
Hmm.
EVs.
Definitely. Yeah.
That are not building let's say vehicle. They're building just
Hmm.
batteries. That to
Yeah.
the PCB part. So
Hmm.
and they're really good at it. Okay, so being interdisciplinary is good. Okay, and one thing one should like immediately understand that all the fields are connected. Okay, so
Hmm.
I think there is a question. Can I just answer this question? I just saw the chat.
Yeah.
So can you suggest any private colleges for UI UX design? Yeah, definitely there are many, right? So, but before you jump into private colleges immediately, you should be like first preparing for seed and NID. Okay, there are many colleges who will be taking admission on the basis of that only. Okay, so if you are seed qualified, uh, you can get through many of the private too. Okay, so like if you want me to take names, I can take definitely. There is MIT ID Pune, there is UID Ahmedabad, then you have Srishti Manipal in Bangalore.
Mhm.
Okay, especially for I'm only talking about masters. Okay,
Okay.
there is WD in Sonipat. I've taught there, so I know the course structure and everything. Work there. So
Mhm.
there are many colleges for masters. If you are looking for, uh, but again, seat number of seats are less. Okay,
Mhm.
so more number of seats for masters is are there in government only. Okay,
Okay.
Shiv Nada is there. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
forgetting. It was
Great.
only for masters. Shiv Nada University.
Mhm.
Right. So but again you need this thing seed for that. You have CEPT University in Ahmedabad, although it is private, but it was started as a government entity only. There is this I think CEPT is there. Then you have UPID. All right, but I think it's in government. Okay, there are more new colleges coming up. I get connected to most of them, right?
So,
So
if we talk about this thing, like what will be the major difference that anyone will get from private perspective and the government perspective of colleges?
see, course structure is same.
Okay.
Okay, if let's say IIT and NID started in 1960s, okay,
Hmm.
so already they have built a what do you say course structure already, right? For bachelor course, I think Bhargavi is asking for bachelor. Yeah, again the same names which I took, they are good for bachelors also. Okay, so again, if you are looking for bachelors, focus on UC or NID or NIFT, right? So like we can have like if there is any other doubt, we can discuss more
Yeah,
on that.
we
Yeah.
can discuss the doubts. Please keep your doubts in the chat sections, and we will be covering all the doubts very soon. Okay.
So,
Yeah.
uh, what did you ask, Sandeep?
The
Like
difference between the exposure of the student
private versus
from for
private
private
versus
and
government.
private versus public. Yeah. Yeah.
See, private colleges are really good at what you can say facilities. Obviously, government has
Okay.
again they have good amount of facilities, but the exposure if you're talking about government is going to have more exposure because the funds are more. Okay,
Hmm.
they have like good what you can say faculties are going to stay for a longer time. Okay,
Hmm.
so in private you see faculties, certain private colleges are there where faculties are staying for a very long time. Okay,
Okay.
so now there are really good colleges into private also are coming up who are giving really good exposure. Let's say they, if you're into product design, they'll take you to the expos and not just take you, they'll make you showcase your product. Okay,
Okay.
so like earlier, only government colleges used to do this. So I'm talking about government only. We have IIT, NIT, and NIFT. So,
Mhm.
but now there are more government colleges coming up as well, but they have to catch up. All right, they are way behind than private also. Okay,
Hmm.
those who are not NID or NIFT or IITs. So if you're talking about uh, exposure, okay,
Hmm.
that's good. Placements again are good as in design. We all we need is a good skill set, portfolio, okay, and your work which speaks everything.
Hmm.
Okay, so you're not going to be there to present your design all the time. All right,
Okay.
so this you need to understand. So
So,
your work should be
if
really good.
yeah, if anyone is like they are preparing for design, okay, what, like how should they project their life, the 4 years or maybe or the 2 years, whatever their design particular thing is. like what can be asked, or how a particular interviewer or an employer judges a particular student, है ना? If he is about to give a job to a particular student, like what is the main feature that he wants to see in it, है ना? So that can be considered that he is employable. Okay, when we talk about employability, exact, not the employment but employability of designers. So if he has done from private college or from government college, bachelor of design or master of design, what do you think is the point of employability for any particular design student?
So normally what happens, we see the curriculum and we see the work first.
Hmm.
Okay, and obviously your project, as I said before this, the project you do in your studies, it tells everything whether you have worked or not. Okay,
Okay.
so it won't be like let's say you have done your project. There are two kinds of designers: one who fake it, all right, that yeah,
Yeah.
this is that, I thought of this thing and I thought of that thing, this is my inspiration, blah blah blah. So one is that. Another is like with proper facts, okay,
Hmm.
and with thorough research, they come up with the idea, okay, and
Okay.
they have justification for each and everything,
Hmm.
all right. Now obviously design takes time, good design takes time, right?
Hmm.
So but yeah, if you have if you're actually looking for someone who is a good designer, ask him or her that how much research they have done for that particular project, okay.
Okay.
So if there is a research done, it is anyways going to be visible to you even if you are a designer or not, all right.
Hmm.
If it's a really thorough research product, then it is going to be really good, really useful, all right, and easily what you can say, the ease of access will be there, or maybe you can say usability will be more, all right.
Hmm.
So good design, as I mentioned earlier, okay. So
Great.
that's the thing. uh, we all we need is thorough research, right.
So if we go for the roadmap, like
Mm.
I think that was the last point of our talk, the roadmap and then one liner. So if we go to the roadmap, है ना?
Mm.
Suppose a student is right now, like people who started projecting back in the days, it was like if you are going to be studying for IIT JEE, you should start preparing it from class 6, from class 8, from class 9. That was a whole lot of advertisement at
Correct.
that particular
Correct.
point, because they
Correct.
were thinking that IIT JEE is such kind of advanced system that you need
Mm.
to cover your basics from class 6 onwards and class 8 onwards. Many this
Right.
quota thing and everything happened. So
Right.
if you are saying that there's a 90% gap, and a 90% gap in supply basically, as per requirement of demand, 90% gap in supply is there. So that must be filled. So what do you think that when should a person should be, thinking that design also as a particular sector, that this also I should do? And how can he be sure whether, yeah, like I can understand about the gap, but what
Mm.
about the assurance? Survey report of gap and assurance basically is a two different thing. So
Okay.
how can he be assured basically that he will get a
Well,
job that will be good career scope and all?
I won't only tell it to people, I will also tell it to companies. They have to change their mindset also. There are certain things which need to be changed by both employers and the people who are going to study design, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now if you are, let's say, general mindset is like design kya hai, what is design, it's just you
Yeah.
do something, drawing and creative thing and just keep it aside, all this engineering. So it's not that thing, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody is like very keen on taking their project ahead, product, let's say any product, and they want it to be a successful product in the market, okay. So they need to have a really good designer, okay.
Okay.
For this is to be understood by employer side. Now coming for
Okay.
the employee side, let's say if you are a design aspirant, or you want to go for a to become a designer, specifically a designer, one thing you need to have inside you is the spark for creativity, like creating things, okay.
Mm-hmm.
That is something which like let's say we are design educators, we make students prepare for the entrance and all these things, but I can't fill in creativity for you, okay. That is something
Yeah.
inside you already, okay.
Exactly.
The interest, the most
Hmm.
important thing is interest to do this field, go in this field and design something new. So I can help you with obviously all the uh, requirements to fulfill and to clear the entrance and to like amplify it. Basically, I will be here to channelize and amplify it, give you the right guidance, like you should be doing this way, and this is going to help. Okay,
Hmm.
but or maybe people like me who can help you, but the interest obviously and the passion for it, that is required. Now the problem is, mostly most of the people, they only know about that there is engineering, there is medical. We do a lot
Hmm.
of workshops in schools. Okay, many
Okay.
workshops. Okay, regularly. It's not like occasionally we go for. We'll go
Hmm.
regularly for schools and awareness workshops. We find that students don't know about this course.
Yeah, exactly.
I mentioned this is a 50-year-old course. Okay,
Hmm.
so 50-year-old in India, like in foreign colleges, it's quite old. Right. So the oldest design college is like more than 150-year-old.
Hmm.
So here we need to understand, earlier people never used to think about design because it was never advertised, never no awareness was there. People were only related to like engineering, or they only knew medical. Okay,
Hmm.
but here comes the main thing. For medical also you need really good products. Okay, for engineering or manufacturing companies, again they need really good designers. Okay, for medical side you need really good designers. Even AIMS acknowledge that. Okay, in India
Hmm.
they have specific programs where they hire designers, those who work with doctors to create really good products. Okay, they
Okay.
have their internship programs. So we need to understand this thing, like people,
Hmm.
parents, uh, even the students. Okay, this is a very technical field. It's not something which is like uh, it's not fine arts. Okay, even fine
Okay.
arts is very different. Those who are
Hmm.
really interested into fine arts, they should be going there. Okay, but those who are looking to create something for others, for people,
Hmm.
they should be going for design obviously. Okay,
Okay.
yeah.
Great.
Now
So
entrance,
there are
yeah.
yeah, yeah, go
Hmm.
on.
So entrance obviously is important if you are looking for the top colleges. Again, it is going to be tough. Okay,
Hmm.
so tough in the sense because let's say if there is a uh, less number of seats, let's say if there are 100 seats and there are 10,000 people, obviously there is going to be tough competition. Okay,
Hmm.
so mentorship you'll will be available to you, right? Will be guiding, but again, the more important thing is uh, you should be taking a step forward. Okay, the person has to take a step forward. Okay,
Okay.
yeah.
One thing is there, like in the case of uh,
I think
uh,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. I think see, when people are in 11th and 12th, students are in 11th and 12th, the decision making power is generally in the parents. Okay,
Hmm.
and so parents basically decide that whether this kid has going to be an engineering, medical, or particular design sector or whatever it is, है ना? So
Right.
what will be the convincing point for the parents also, because they are very much worried about this, placement, jobs, and everything. Okay, that is only their point. Okay, that's there's no second point. There's no like 99 or 1. There's 100% thing that they talk about is basically
True.
placement. Okay, so how can a particular new sector or design sector, which is not very much into exposure from the parents point of view, so what do you think will be the point where people can understand, parents can understand that yeah, this is a good sector. People might go into something like B pharma. Okay, many people go into the B pharma thing. After medicals they go into some any telemedicine thing, and also they go into polytechnics if they can't get into the BTech and everything, है ना? So
Hmm.
there are various scopes from engineering point of view, from medical point of view, but to go after taking mathematics and science or bio or in commerce anything, है ना, as you have taken in your 12th, to go into the design sector, it somewhat seems from the parents point of view a little bit, a quite of odd thing. So
Hmm.
how can that be a thing people can be convinced, or parents can be convinced that yeah, this is a good sector.
Right. So let's understand this point first. First of all, we go for if parents are not aware, they need counseling.
Hmm.
Straightforward. Okay. Anyone. I remember one student was there in our academy, and he cracked literally in top 100, got into one of
Okay.
the IITs. So
Uh-huh.
the point was his parents were unaware about design. Okay,
Hmm.
what is exactly going to do? I
Ah.
told them your life is going to change, not the kid. Your kids is
Ah.
anyways changed, right? He has decided that he wants to go for design, and if you're thinking, obviously uh, the socio-economic this thing point comes in between. People, those who are not really doing well, they only look for uh, like survival. Okay,
Hmm.
so they think like obviously what you mentioned, package क्या है इसके बाद, what is the
Ah.
like placement, कौन सी companies आएंगी, these are the basic questions which we get.
Yeah.
Okay, so to tell that, we say we have the answer. The same companies which come to hire engineers are going to
Hmm.
hire designers.
Designers.
As
Yeah.
simple as that. All right.
Hmm.
There is no separate company coming. Yeah, there are certain design studios, but again, those design studios are also working for the same company. No,
Ah.
they are giving the
Exactly. They're client
consultancy.
based. Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly. So you have so many engineering companies, those who are doing the client work. Okay.
Hmm.
So same way, there are design companies who are doing client work, but there are so many companies those who are developing their own product. Okay, they come for the same people, let's say engineering people, and the same in the same college for design people also, and for engineering people as well. Okay,
Hmm.
and they offer similar placements. There is no big difference in the placements. All right,
Yeah.
so packages are really high.
Hmm.
Okay, so now, this is one thing. Another is obviously some counseling sessions will definitely help people. There, we show the facts also. How many? What is the current placement scenario? Okay, what are
Hmm.
the scope? What the students will be going to study? All right. Let's say you want to talk about product. You take any product. All right. So take it. You think about who's going to use it. After doing engineering, what you'll be doing? Somebody is going to tell you, no, what to make,
Definitely.
right?
Yeah.
Either the engineer gets up and go to the market and study what exactly the user needs. All right.
Hmm.
Or let's say if your product is already there in the market, what are the problems coming up? Okay,
Hmm.
so you need someone who can do the thorough research, so you need designers for that. All right, so they will do all these things, they will analyze it, and they will come up with the solutions to after identifying the problems. Okay,
Hmm.
so you need to have patience. Obviously, if you're going to design field, you need to have the patience to do all these things. All right,
Hmm.
so that's a very technical field again, and people should be made aware about it. Okay, so
Okay.
awareness is the only thing, right? And there is no other solution.
Hmm. So before going into the last segment of one liner, I think that the question and answer session should be there. And if anyone has any questions in their mind, they can put up in the chat section, and Prabhat will answer the questions.
All right. I can only read one question over there. So,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Bhargavi,
Go
I
on.
think I've already named colleges, and if you need really thorough inputs, we can schedule one session for you specifically. Okay,
Yeah,
and you can connect with my team, right? And you can take contacts from Mr. Sandeep, and definitely we'll be going to help you in that case. Okay, for bachelor courses, there are so many colleges. All right. For masters, there
hmm.
are certain like less number, but yeah, for private, in only in private, I'm talking. If you talk
Hmm.
about top colleges in government for BDES, there are less. For MDES, there are more. Okay.
Okay.
So, but
I
again,
think
giving.
Prabhat, if there are some blogs about this particular thing, if you can provide us, we can circulate them to the participants, whoever have participated about the colleges thing and everything. If
So
there is some.
what we do is like we are building the blog section in our website only. Okay,
Okay.
so I can share my website and
Ah.
academy website. You can like on the chat only. I'll just do that.
Yeah, yeah, please do that. That how any person can directly contact you or your firm, and directly what they can.
So you just a second. In the chat section, I have shared my academy link. All right, that's
Okay.
one part of our company. That's not the
Okay.
whole thing. Okay, we are
Uh-huh.
a technology company as well. Okay,
Okay.
but again, more important, like teaching is our passion as well. So
Great.
this thing through this academy, we also like take really good students. another, we can take few people for internships too. Okay,
Hmm.
but they have to prove uh, that yeah, they are worth taking. Okay,
Exactly,
so
exactly.
yeah.
Okay. Any more questions if anyone have? Because I have 2 to 3 questions also from our chat that we had. Okay, so let the questions keep on flowing. The thing
Hmm.
that you mentioned, Prabhat, about the tangible and intangible thing. So can we do a small, quick minute talk
Okay.
about that?
Now, people only think know about UI UX, like they think user interface, user experience design, right?
Okay.
Now, let me bring them to the reality. There were only three fields earlier, and it's actually industrial product design, which was the main field. Textile comes the second, and communication is the third. Okay,
Hmm.
so the three main fields: fashion comes out of textile and fashion apparels, right? So from communication, you have graphic, animation, all these fields coming up. But from industrial, there are a lot of fields coming out, like let's say interiors, let's say you have furniture, lighting, lifestyle accessories. So automobile is part of it as well. Now,
Hmm.
interaction design, which we know, or let's say user interface or user experience design, again, it's part of both communication and industrial design. Okay,
Okay.
so product can be both digital only, or like tangible or intangible, both. Okay, let's say you have a mobile phone, and on mobile phone you have one application. Let's say you are a
Hmm.
company who develops application. That's one thing.
Okay.
Let's say you are a company who develops mobile phone and application both.
Great.
Okay, that can be a separate case. All right.
Hmm.
So you have, and you are only a company who develops mobile phone.
Mhm.
Okay, so that's another case. So you can
Okay.
be only tangible, you can be both, or you can be only intangible, right?
Great.
So
Uh,
designers need to understand this very important thing. All right, whatever you are going, like recently I was at NID, I was for a jury, so NID Madhya Pradesh. Okay, so
hmm.
I think for the last 4 days I was there, and we were telling the same thing. There were many senior designers there, so
Mhm.
we were discussing the same thing. Like students should understand there is UI UX is just one part. It's not
Hmm.
whole thing. Okay, so if you are really looking to become a designer, you should be able to design anything.
Great.
Okay, not just application, not just applications, right? So
Okay. Let's do the quickies from the all the there are 3 to 4 points that I have noted exactly.
hmm,
The second thing you mentioned about the mentorship, like you
hmm.
must find a mentor. Okay. Now there are two perspective of this. First, you can tell us that how you can find the mentor in your close proximity, like your college or from your whatever your close proximity that you have. If you can't find, then how to find a mentor?
Okay, so if you are in a non-design college, okay, you
Hmm.
have no design courses in your college where you're studying, or let's say a school, then obviously companies like Definite Academy, or let's say similar to ours, can help. Okay, so you
Okay.
have to obviously search on internet, or maybe your known people who know, maybe they know us, or anyone else. It can be anyone, right?
Mhm.
So anyone who can guide you, somebody who has
Okay.
already studied design. If there is already a design course going on in your college, then you should
Hmm.
talk to the faculties over there.
Okay.
Okay, this is about when you are not a designer. When you are
Hmm.
already into design field, you are, let's say you are already enrolled into design college, then at that time you should definitely interact more with your faculties. Okay,
Okay.
so that's very
And
important.
then a difference between drawing and design. But how can you consider that drawing is one thing and design is one thing? But like, what's the basic funda between them?
Drawing is part of design. Simple,
Drawing is a part of design. Okay.
right?
And
Now,
in the same way, in the same
hmm,
perspective, I will come to the same thing also, like aesthetics versus accuracy. If we talk about, like, suppose a furniture design is there, it's
hmm,
looking very beautiful and all, है ना?
hmm,
But is it accurate? Like when we talk about the automobiles, they have this that how much space is there under their like ground space, है ना? Ground clearance and everything. So the ground clearance is an accuracy issue. Okay, and
hmm,
if you design that particular thing, you draw something and it looks beautiful. Maybe Ferrari is there, है ना? Maybe any particular thing is there. So how beautiful it can look, that's the part of aesthetics. But how accurate can you make or like the point of the mechanical contacts and everything like that into this. Aesthetics versus accuracy. How do the designers are into this thing, or like what they do exactly?
Okay, accuracy is part of detail, and aesthetics is part of overall design. All right.
Okay.
Any machine can be really aesthetic. It
Hmm.
can look really beautiful. Aesthetics is about making it attractive and
Hmm.
correct. The main thing is functionality.
Okay.
Okay. Aesthetics is also part of functionality.
Hmm.
All right. If something is not attractive, something is not really interesting, okay, people will be scared or will be in doubt always to use it.
Hmm.
Understand this thing. But if it's only when you're talking about accuracy, now it's not about accuracy which is the right point. The point is aesthetics versus functionality. That's the main point.
Okay.
So aesthetics, but here is the thing what I understood till today, that aesthetics is also important part of your functionality. Okay,
Hmm.
it should not be the main thing of the design. Okay, functionality, is it solving the problem, is it good for user? That's our main aim. Accuracy is more about the detail of it. Okay,
Okay.
let's say you're talking about ground clearance, you talk about let's say you have a seat in inside a vehicle
Hmm.
versus a chair in your room. Both have
Exactly.
different functionalities. Okay,
Hmm.
so both can have different aesthetics. All right,
Hmm.
seat in a car has to do both things. One, to make the user sit and drive, okay, or ride the vehicle, plus the movement here and there movement, air conditioned and all these things. These are the facilities which we can have, plus the styling of it, that it should match with the interior, so that uh, cognitively it should be connected with the vehicle. Okay,
Hmm.
it should be comfortable as well for the longer rides. Now, considering your furniture in your room, now what kind of furniture it is? Again,
Hmm.
functionality. Is it a dining chair? Is it a let's say uh, a chair for your living room? Okay, it's
Okay.
a garden chair. So it's always about functionality. Okay,
So
what
based
is the
on
use?
purpose also, like what purpose it serves basically, right?
Yeah, function,
So based on
function.
that.
What function is
Okay.
going to do? Okay.
Okay. Great. And one thing you mentioned about this thing, like the practice. Okay.
Hmm.
How much, how practice can improve your design. So practice and research. Okay. They are both two things, I think, because, you can't just do practice without having something new, updating about something new. You get to know something new and then practice. Otherwise, you are just getting skilled at one particular thing. है ना? So, how what's your point of view on practice and research? Like, are they related, or how they are related?
Yeah. So when we talk about practice, right? So if you're practicing design, you have to, like, let's say you're practice going to a doctor. Okay,
Hmm.
he won't write you a medicine like randomly, no. He'll
Yeah.
first understand, but before understanding you also, he has studied thoroughly about
Hmm.
the medicine part of it, which
Okay.
medicine is going to help in which case. When it comes to design, we study the case. All right, we do
Okay.
the thorough research, and then we come up with some ideas and solutions. Okay,
Hmm.
so definitely a good amount of time is going to be spent on studying the problem. Okay,
Hmm.
so what problem you're trying to solve. All right,
Okay.
sometimes it's not always a problem, sometimes you're just designing something you are redesigning. Okay,
Hmm.
so let's say a chair has been always like, is always there since ancient ages. All right,
Hmm.
so but we are designing new and new chairs because we need something new.
Hmm.
Okay, so we are not solving any new problem from that. We have certain so many things to sit comfortable furnitures, but we are developing new and new chairs. Every time you go to a furniture market, you will find a new chair design. All right,
Hmm.
so the main thing is like research is important when you are designing something, when you're trying to solve a problem. Okay,
Okay.
so that is very important.
Great. One more thing you will mentioned about the visible and invisible kind of perspective. That if design is good, then I think it will be invisible. Something you told us about like that. And if there is some visibility about like some problems will be there, it will be visible. So what's the perspective of that visible invisible concept?
Okay, so as I mentioned just before that, there is a practicing the design. So
Okay.
if you're let's say you're a good practitioner of design, so you're going to develop good products. Okay, so you are doing thorough research, you are developing, you're solving problems. That is a practice. This is the practice basically. Okay,
Okay.
so if you're really solving good problems, and invisible design is going to be invisible, good design as I mentioned. So it's, by invisible I mean you are so habitual, like it's so comfortable for you to use something that you're not noticing it, because you are
Okay.
so in the comfort. The moment you are having discomfort from anything in a particular design, you notice that. Let's say you're sitting on a chair, you're relaxed, okay, but there might be some issues which you will feel that this chair is giving to you. So that point will be going in the negative part of it. But again,
Okay.
you have to see what kind of chair it is. I'm just okay, I'm not a just furniture designer, I'm industrial. So I can take any product and discuss about it. So chair is just one
Okay.
simple example which
Yeah,
is
yeah.
in connect right now.
It's easy to understand. It's easy to, it's like a homely thing which we can describe
Correct.
basically. Okay.
Correct.
Okay, Prabhat, we are into the end of the session and I want a one-liner advice, one-liner that you can give to the students or anyone who is related to design about if they want to grow the interest in design, or if they have the interest, like what is the one-liner that you can say about the designers?
Okay, one liner. So if you really want to get into design, okay, uh, it's like you have yoga, right? Yoga. So
Yeah.
if you really want to do good like yoga, correct. So you need to have a good teacher. Okay. So if you really want to study design, find a good teacher.
Great.
Okay.
Because otherwise it will be all messed up and you might have an injury also if you
No,
are doing
you can
yoga without
practice.
any guidance and all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can practice. You'll be able to practice a lot. Okay.
Uh-huh.
But again, the exploration will be too much. Okay.
Hmm.
So unguided will be definitely you're going to be exploring in multiple directions. If you have a
Okay.
good mentor, he or she can channelize
Okay.
you. Okay.
So basically, if I can say into this one liner that maybe the guidance and mentorship can bring the designers to a level up, you can say, uh, we can say it that way.
Correct.
Yeah.
See,
Right.
listen, the main important thing is you go to design school for this thing only, right?
Huh.
To study. You came to engineering college. What will you do without teachers?
Exactly. Right.
Right. You can't
Okay.
just go and give exams, right? So you need
Huh.
faculties.
Definitely. Okay, Prabhat. So this will be the end of the session, and
Right.
once again, I'm thanking you for getting into this session and telling us about all these things about the design and clarifying the doubts that I had and many people had from the design perspective. And also one more thing, like if anyone want to connect directly with you, so how can they connect? What they should search on internet, or maybe connect to you via LinkedIn or something. So how they
Yeah,
can connect you
they can
directly?
search Prabhat Tiwari on LinkedIn, or they can just go on to definite.academy. That's the website.
Okay.
Simply, very simple
Okay.
website. Definite.academy. Okay, it's
Okay. Great.
actually D-finite. D and F
Okay.
stands for design facility, but yeah, it's
Okay.
E is missing. So definite.
Great.
Okay.
Okay. So guys, this it's a Definite Academy. You can find Prabhat over the LinkedIn also. And thank you very much. And then we will be ending it. Okay.
Thank you for
So
the
yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhat. Thank you,
Yeah.
everyone. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
guys.
All right. Good
It's
luck.
okay. Good
Bye.
night.
Thank you. Bye.